Hey guys, my name is Dan and welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be showing you inside the World of Thomas the Tank Engine exhibition for the 80th anniversary of the Railway series at the Railway Museum in Kyoto, Japan. This video is going to be a little bit more like a vlog than my normal videos, because I just wanted to document the experience of going to this exhibition so that people who weren't able to go can enjoy it as well. The Thomas exhibit is unfortunately only open from March 15th to May 6th, so if you're not going already, then you probably won't be able to go. But even after it closes, I would still recommend that you go to this museum if you're ever in Japan. It has a lot of really cool stuff to see besides just the Thomas stuff. The first step was getting from Tokyo to Kyoto, which takes about 2 hours on the bullet train. Then there was a bit of a walk through Kyoto to get to the museum itself, and Kyoto this time of the year is really beautiful, so it was a very enjoyable walk. The cherry blossom trees bloomed recently, so now all the sidewalks are lined with the pink petals that have fallen off of the trees. Once you're in the museum, there's a lot to see, especially for the low price of admission, but I've been here before, so this time I'm just here to see the Thomas stuff. As you enter the exhibit, you first go through a hallway where the walls are lined with Railway series illustrations and their accompanying text. There's also some early illustrations and artwork from the Railway series as well, but you're not supposed to film in this section, so I can't show you much more of it. Then you're immediately into the room that I was most looking forward to, which is the room that contains the models from the show. The first two here are Thomas and Lady, but they're just replicas, not the actual props. Then next to them is my favorite part of the whole thing, this case that contains Boko and Harold. Harold is wearing his surprised face for some reason, and it's the later brass version of Harold that was used from season 8 onwards, which you could tell by the moving eyes. And Boko, I love Boko, he's genuinely one of my favorite characters, so getting to see him in person was an amazing experience for me. The next case had Henry on a set with some parts from Crosby, and another one had Peter, Sam, and Rheneas with a bunch of narrow gauge rolling stock and some buildings, and then the next one had Molly, Murdoch, and Class 40, the star of the whole series. Honestly surprised that they hit the main character this far into the exhibit instead of putting him up front or something. Yet another case had Hank and Whiff, which is a pretty random pairing if you ask me, and then there was this case that contained a ton of different faces and a bunch of small props like food and some signals. Then the next case had a lot of interesting things from around season 5, including episode scripts, the shooting schedule, and even the fourth draft of Thomas and the Magic Railroad. Unfortunately, we can't read it obviously because it's behind this glass cover. The next case had the pack scale Thomas and Percy along with a signal box, and these things are absolutely huge in person. Behind them there was a sign on the wall that you can't read, which explains each of the different scales that were used in the show. There were a lot of other interesting things on the wall in this room too, including this, a TV showing a slideshow of season 5 concept art. I'm not sure how much of this we already had access to, but I went ahead and filmed all 70 images from start to finish, just in case we didn't have any of these already. I'll be putting the video of this slideshow along with all the pictures I took of the exhibit on my Patreon available to download for free. It won't be paywalled or anything, and I'll leave a link to it in the top of the description. Feel free to use any of the images or videos there, upload them to the wiki, whatever, as long as you credit me somehow. After another hallway of illustrations I mostly couldn't film, including these draft illustrations from the magazine stories, there's another room which starts with this little display case featuring a bunch of vintage merchandise, including both of the Island of Sodor books. This room also had a static Sodor layout featuring a lot of Bachman Thomas stuff and several illustrations from the Railway series recreated with these little cards to show what they're based on. There was also a big Island of Sodor map in this room showing where each illustration took place, but I couldn't get a good photograph of it because too many people were standing in front of it. This other little sign next to it showed off a few different versions of the Island of Sodor map. There was also a little touchscreen table where kids could move around some virtual track and engines on the screen, and it looked pretty fun, but I obviously didn't film that. And that was the end of the exhibit, other than the Oigawa Railway's Thomas, which was in the museum's roundhouse that you could also go see. The exhibit itself was pretty short, but I really enjoyed seeing everything included in it. Now the only thing left to see in the museum is the gift shop and all the things you can spend your money on. You'll probably end up spending more here than you would on the price of admission into the museum. I know I definitely did. There's a lot of merchandise that I'm guessing is exclusive to here, including some Thomas themed snacks and a lot of little trinkets themed around the 80th anniversary, like keychains and shit like that. There were also 2 Railway series books on sale, but unfortunately only one was left when I got there. The other one was completely sold out. After checking out the gift shop here, I also went and did a little bit of thrifting around Kyoto to see what else I could find, and now I'll do some live commentary to show you everything I got. First, we're going to start with the stuff that wasn't from the museum, starting with this. Got this little boat right here that goes with the other boats that you might have already seen on my Knapford Harbor set, and it's just the third one in that little series. I already had the other two, so I just picked up the third one. We also have these two little figure packs. First we have this pack of just some animals. I got a cow, pig, a couple pigs, some chickens, some ducks, and I also got these. Now I already had some of these, but I just picked up this second pack with some different shapes. It's these little station people figures that look exactly like how they dress on Sodor, so pretty perfect for an scale layout. I just think looks exactly like Sodor people. The biggest thing I got was this ship, which again is going to be nice to have in the background of Knapford Harbor. I'm going to paint it up so that it looks more like the kind of ship that I want. It comes completely unpainted. It doesn't look like this anyway. You have to paint it up. So I'm just going to paint it up to look like an old ship that could be in Knapford Harbor. Next, I did a little bit of thrifting. There wasn't too much to go for in that area, but I did get a couple things. One of those is this. It is the Tomi Farquhar station, in pretty perfect condition. The platform is a little scuffed, but that's about it. It's got all the stickers there. They're all nice, and this thing cost me $2, so I think it's a pretty good get for $2. I just think. And the next thing is a little bit more exciting. It is this capsule play rail Thomas set, which comes with a ton of stuff. I'm not gonna open it and get it all out right now, but this thing was about 20 bucks, and it has a lot of things in it. There's a lot of random characters like Terrence, Rebecca, I believe there's a Gordon in here, and another Gordon, and most importantly, it has a lot of track, which I've never seen the capsule play rail track before, so I'm very excited to get just a ton of it in this set. And I want to make a capsule play rail video in the future, so this is going to be a great start to that, especially because it has what it says here, Tomasu Poketto Zukan, which basically means it's like a encyclopedia for capsule play rail. So that's cool. It's a big thick book. That'll be very helpful for the video. So glad to get that. And now let's move on to the main event. That is, of course, this big bag that we got from the Kyoto Railway Museum, full of Thomas 80th anniversary stuff. And let's just go ahead and start with this. The most exciting thing from there, probably for a lot of people, and it's not exclusive to there, but I mean, I had to get it while I was there, of course. It is the 80th anniversary Railway Series Play Rail Thomas. And I'm going to make a video just about this in the future, so I'm not going to open it up or talk about it or anything. That'll probably be the next video will be about this. But yeah, this is just a great thing for us to be getting in 2025. I'm shocked that this is something that any company decided to make. And I wish we got more things like this. I hope they make some more characters, maybe. I doubt they will, but that would be really nice, wouldn't it? So, you know, I hope this thing does well, and hopefully PlayerL sees that we like that and we get some more things in the future. The next thing is just these two boxes right here, which is just these mugs. I got this one. This one's Percy. I'm not going to open the other one, but it's Thomas. Yeah, this is just a mug with a Railway Series Percy on it, and it's just cute, you know? I got another one that has Thomas. They were also selling a James, but I didn't get that one. So let's see, what is the next thing I want to show? You know what? How about these? Now, these are, well, what they look like are the first two books in the Railway series. Of course, the 3 Railway Engines and Thomas the Tank Engine. But these are just empty notebooks. They're just full of empty pages, just straight up notebooks. But they look exactly like the Railway series books themselves, which is really cool. I wish they just sold the books. I don't really know why you would want a notebook with the Railway series covers, but that is what they are, so kind of cool. Okay, this is the penultimate item before we get to the main last item, and this is just a bunch of postcards with different things on them. There was a bunch more that were sold out, but I got all the ones that were there that I wanted at the time. So we got Edward here. I don't know what story this is from, but it's Edward. We got Boko, Bill, Ben, and Edward from the Diesel, I think. We got James and Duck. I think that's from James and the Diesel Engine, I presume. We have Thomas on a flatbed, and I don't know exactly what this is, but from a story. I guess it's a Chris Sodor story. I'm not sure. Don't know. We have here Thomas. We've got James and the Diesel from James and the Diesel Engine. And we have a triple header, which I think this one's super cool. I'm very glad I got this one. And now let's go to the last thing in here, the coolest thing probably for me, and that is James and the Diesel Engine, the actual Railway Series book, in Japanese of course. And they also had another book there. It was, I think, Really Useful Engines, or it might have been Thomas and the Great Railway Show, I'm not sure, but this is the only one that they had in stock at the time. And I've never read this book. I've actually never owned a Railway Series book or read any of them. I know, fake fan, right? So I'm really glad to be able to get this and actually read it. It's not English, obviously, but I can definitely read Japanese at least a child's book level. So yeah, this is going to be really interesting to take a look at. I never knew that Railway Series books had so many pages, honestly. There's a lot more pages in this than I thought there were in these books. They're a lot longer than I thought. But yeah, that's everything I got at the Kyoto Railway Museum for the 80th anniversary of Thomas exhibition. And that's going to be about it for this video. So thank you all for watching. Be sure to comment, like, subscribe, rate, favorite, share, +1, anything else you can do on YouTube, and I will see you later.